just to show you. I'm going to stop it right away. See, this is recording up here in the left. Well, it's in the left.
I don't see it. You're not sharing your screen anymore.
No, it's not on the share screen. It's on your Zoom link. The other kids can see it, so I know you can see it. They know.
To introduce yourselves. So Josh and Sydney have been writing these plays that you're about to see for about 6 or 8 weeks till now. They've worked very, very hard on each of them. I challenged them to go a little off their usual plays and really tried to get them to focus on character and what it means to be a human, what it means to be a person when you're writing a play, for characters in your play, etc. It all sounds very, very heavy, but they definitely rose to the challenge, and they wrote the 2 amazing, most funny plays that I have read to date. So, without further ado, we are going to start with Dreams by Sydney. So Sydney, why don't you go ahead and introduce the play? Tell us a little bit about what you wrote.
Oh, hi, I'm Sydney, and I really had a lot of fun writing my play, Dreams, and it's a really fun and funny show, but has a serious meaning. I was really inspired to write this show because I've always loved old movies set in the 1700s, 1800s, but I sort of wish they had a different, more inspiring meaning. And I really learned a lot about character from Hayley and writing this play, because one particular character finds themselves through a lot of obstacles and sort of finding who they are through the show now. Sit back, relax, unwrap the microwave popcorn you made while I was saying the speech, and enjoy Dreams.
Dreams by Sydney Liggett. Time, now, setting, a faraway kingdom called Everlantia. Character descriptions, in order of appearance. Olivia, 18, a normal girl turned princess. Thinks because everyone wants this, being a princess, she should too. Loves art, but lacks confidence. Olivia's mother, who just cares about Olivia being happy. Very kind and wise. Prince, Olivia's so-called love interest. Very self-absorbed and only cares about the crown. Clara, Olivia's giggly chatterbox best friend. Can't stop saying, oh my God. Maid, a maid who's worked her whole life at the palace. Didn't reach her dreams when she was younger and hopes Olivia won't make the same mistake. Trainer, the trainer at the palace. Very aggressive. Queen, a strict queen of her dreams. Stylist, a stylish chatterbox stylist who does people's hair, makeup, and clothes. Scene 1. Olivia, a princess, is walking through a meadow with a veil on her head.
I never thought I would be sad with everything I ever dreamed of having. I never thought being surrounded by people can make you feel so alone. I never thought that 17 years of dreaming for something would ever go away, but it did. Perhaps I should start over. I'm Olivia, and until today, I dreamed of being a princess, but that all changed. Let me take you back about 2 weeks ago when this mess started. I was sketching the same meadow. My life was perfect, but I didn't think so. Not yet.
Olivia takes off the veil, puts it in her basket, and is back to 2 weeks ago, sketching. She clutches her necklace, her lucky charm.
Oh, Father, Holy Spirits, please listen and abide by my wish.
Olivia holds the necklace and closes her eyes.
I wish.
Olivia's mother runs through the field.
Olivia, you will never guess what has happened.
What is it, Mother?
The prince is requesting our presence at the palace immediately.
What? Oh my goodness. my dream came true.
Oh, no time for mulling over it. We must ready the carriages. Oh my gosh, what will I wear?
Olivia's mother rushes off the stage. Olivia beams and then follows. Scene 2. Olivia and her mother enter the palace where a prince awaits.
In honor, your majesty.
She does
The
a curtsy
honor
and ends up falling over.
The honor is all mine. And I assume this is your daughter?
Yes, your majesty.
Where is your father?
Oh, he died, your majesty, last year.
I'm very sorry. My father just died 2 years ago. May I speak alone with your daughter?
Oh, of course, sir.
So, Olivia, what do you like to do?
Pardon, sir?
What are you passionate about?
Oh, well, art, I guess.
You guess or you know?
I know. I love art. There's just something so compelling to picking up a pencil and paper and drawing everything beautiful you can see. I can always get lost in the world of art. I get lost in the beauty of one page, one snapshot of something beautiful. I'm sorry. I'm talking too much.
On the contrary. Now, I have something important to discuss with you.
Yes?
I want you to be my wife.
Me? Oh my gosh. I mean, for what reason?
Well, for one, I need to find a wife and marry her by the end of this year, or my crown will go to my younger brother, Simon. And secondly, I've never heard anyone talk so passionately about what they love. Once you are passionate about me, you will be the most attentive wife in all the land. The fact that you're good looking doesn't hurt.
Well, thank you, Your Majesty. It's an honor.
I know.
Scene 3. Olivia is sitting at home, packing, and her best friend comes running in.
OMG! What happened? Oh my god, this is amazing! I can't believe you're engaged to a prince, more or less. Oh my god, what is he like? Is he nice? I bet he's nice. Oh my god, this is amazing! You'll have such pretty kids with your eyes and his hair. Oh my god, I love this! Oh my god, oh my god! Oh, are those cookies?
There's nothing to tell, Clara. He just proposed, that's all. I'm packing right now to move to the palace, actually.
God, this is so romantic. Just like Cinderella. I can't believe this. Oh my God!
Clara, I think you used the oh my God quota today.
Right, but this is insane.
Oh, I know.
Tell me all about him.
Well, he's...
Oh my God, there's a carriage outside.
Oh, that's for me. Okay, bye, Clara.
Oh my God, I'm gonna go downstairs to get a closer look.
Clara exits and Olivia's mom enters.
Well, how was it?
Well, one thing's for sure. I know Clara will never change.
Olivia and her mom laugh, and then suddenly her mom gets serious.
Honey, are you sure you want this?
Well, of course I want this. Every girl in the kingdom wants it. Fame, riches, husband.
Yes, but is it what you want?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. But just remember, even when you're the queen, be true to yourself.
I will, Mom. Now I have to go. The carriage is waiting for me.
Okay. I love you, Olivia.
I love you too, Mom.
They hug, and Olivia exits. Scene 4. A maid is showing Olivia around the palace.
And here's the ballroom, and here's the billiard room, here's the servants' quarters. Oh, and here's the entire room that's actually a liquor cabinet. The Duke spends a lot of his time in there.
Huh?
The kitchens,
They stop at a room with a trainer and a bunch of people with gym equipment.
Come on, push it, girls, come on! If you want ripped abs, you've got to push, push, push!
Olivia is visibly weirded out.
Oh, that's just the home gym. And here's your room.
The maid opens a door to a princess suite.
Oh, wow. It's beautiful.
The prince enters.
Your Majesty.
May leave.
The maid leaves.
How do you like it?
Why, it's just...
Great. Now it's time for you to meet my mother.
Your mother? Shouldn't I get to know you first?
All you need to know is that I will be king, and you are to be a loyal and attentive wife, or I will have you thrown out.
Of course, sir.
Your Majesty. Now let's go.
Scene 5. They enter into the great hall where a fancy woman stands.
Mother, this is Olivia.
It's nice to meet you.
You'll address me as Your Royal Highness or Queen Helena.
Of course, Your Royal Highness.
Let me take a look at you.
The queen circles around Olivia.
Wide feet, thin lips, an uneven freckle. Your eyes are fine, I guess, but they're not at all extraordinary. And oh look, your hands are all calloused.
From drawing, Your Royal Highness.
I don't care. I want them gone.
Oh. All right, Your Royal Highness.
Donald, where's my tea?
I'll get your tea, Mother.
No, you never get the sugar right. Ugh, my life is over. Oh, Donald, you're fired.
But Mother,
Excuse me. I'm the queen. I'm the boss. And I say when and I say what. And Donald, I told you to leave. You know what? Everybody out, okay? Everybody out!
Scene 6. Olivia and the prince are back at her suite.
Well, that was intense.
Well, that's the life of a royal.
I liked your hair.
Well, your hair will be like that.
Excuse me?
Didn't you know? We have to completely reinvent you to make you queen material. Everything about you will be changed, from your hair all the way down to your feet.
But Your Majesty...
I have to go to a meeting. I'll see you later, all right?
All right.
The prince leaves and leaves Olivia is drawing in her room.
It's official. Everyone except the prince in this palace is nuts. Well, my art.
The prince barges in and grabs her art supplies.
We are taking away your art.
What? Why?
A queen does not have time to do silly painting. A queen has more important things to do. Besides, you need to throw all that passion into being an obedient wife. You'll never have to pick up that silly paintbrush again.
The prince exits.
Okay, it's official. Everyone in this palace is nuts.
Scene 8. Olivia is in the garden with her mother.
It's just weird, Mom. He wants me to be the perfect wife, but he won't even get to know me. And now he's making me give up art. I'm so frustrated I can't even speak. Well, I am speaking, but still. Oh, and the queen is just awful. She thinks she's so great.
Yeah, I asked you once, and I'll ask you again. Are you sure that this is what you want?
I don't know. It's not what I expected it to be.
I know that you won't be happy here, which is why I want to give you this.
Olivia's mother hands her a brochure.
Christopolis Art School?
It's an art school in Christopolis, only about 10 miles away from the kingdom. I think you should go there.
But Mom...
You won't be happy here. You'll be happy there. I want you to be happy.
I'll think about it. I have to go. Goodbye, Mom.
Goodbye, Olivia.
Olivia exits. Scene 9. Olivia is wandering the palace when she almost runs smack into her maid.
Oh,
I'm so sorry, miss.
No. It's fine.
I couldn't help but overhear your conversation with your mother this evening.
What?
I'm not going to tell on you, but I want to give you my intel.
Okay.
I'm 33 years old. I have worked at this palace since I was 13. Let me tell you, it is not a picnic. I wanted to get out. I did. When I was 16 years old, I secretly applied to that same art school. I loved art. I still do. But I told my mother and she ripped the acceptance letter up, told me a nobody like me had no business being at a fancy art school, that I better stick with what I'm really good at, being a maid. And me, being me, I believed her, so I gave it up. I wish I didn't. And I wish you wouldn't give up what you love for what others tell you either.
So, you're saying I should leave?
I'm saying you have choices, whether people tell you or not. Make the right one.
The maid leaves Olivia shocked. She doesn't even notice the queen watching her. Scene 10. Olivia is in her wedding veil and dress, a stylist styling her hair in her bedroom.
Just love your hair. It's way better than the hair I had to style for the last royal wedding. Ugh, the Duke's wife's hair was disgusting. It was so spiky. I just hate styling spiky hair, you know? Oh, and I love your dress. One time, this girl I was styling for had a lime green wedding dress. Oh, it was so hard to get makeup that matched with that. Oh, and I like your hair. It's a little too bouncy for me, but I can make do because in life you just have to make do, you know?
Sure.
You're so compliant. Not like this last girl. This one time I was styling.
You know, I think I need more eyeliner.
Oh, no problem. Let me just go grab some from my bag.
No. I need fresh eyeliner, yeah. One that was just bought.
Oh my God, I totally get you. Fresh eyeliner is the best. I think they have some at the market right by the palace. I'll be back in 15 minutes. Hang tight.
The stylist exits and Olivia breathes a sigh of relief. Olivia picks up the brochure off the table and stares at it for a moment. Then she stuffs it in a basket and runs out. Scene 11. Olivia is trying to slink through the shadows to the castle door, but then hears shouting.
Find her!
Oh my goodness!
Split up!
Olivia barely misses people slinking back into the shadows.
It's cool. Yeah. This is all gonna be worth it. Art school.
Olivia tries to run, but then is face to face with the queen. She stops dead in her tracks, wanting to run, but is frozen. They look at each other for a moment, and then the queen suddenly smiles a crooked smile.
Well, is she there?
No, she's not here.
Then go search somewhere useful!
The queen smiles and then walks away towards her son. Olivia is stunned for a moment, but then refocuses and runs out the doors. Scene 12. Olivia is back where the beginning monologue was.
And here we are. That's the story. The story of how dreams can change. The story of how a palace can have a home gym, surprisingly. And most importantly,
Olivia takes the veil off her head and drops it on the ground and pulls out the brochure.
don't let anybody talk you out of your dreams. Because one day, you may realize you missed out on it just because of what other people told you. And dreams are more important than a castle or any crown. Dreams are worth more than anything.
Olivia holds up and looks at the brochure, ready to start a new chapter in her life. A life of her dream. The end. Thank you, everyone. That was Dreams by Sydney Liggett. Please keep your applause to yourself. Now we will go to Amidst Us by Josh Cooper. So Josh, if you could turn your camera on and say a few words.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Hello. Okay. So, my play is called Amidst Us, and it is an Among Us parody. I learned how to write something other than fantasy since that's like all I normally do, and I was kind of sick of it. But now I'm kind of sick of anything that's not fantasy. So that's kind of a problem. This play is protected by fair use since it falls under parody. Among Us is owned by Intersoft and is nowhere. This play, all characters and events in the play are entirely fictional, even if based on a real thing. Basically, don't sue me. Don't do that. That wouldn't be nice. Yeah, so sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Amidst Us, an Among Us parody by Joshua Cooper. Characters: Emmy, Morgan, Jaden, Ross, Kai, Pete, Dylan, James, and Date, Alarm, Loudspeaker. Prologue.
November 8th, 5776. It has come to our attention that for the safety of the public, everyone must shelter in place in their location. Call 666-666-6666 and give your location to receive rations from law enforcement. This is not a test. This is not a test.
Flash forward to the present. Scene 1.
October 21st, 5780. Attention, everyone. Today is day 291 of the year 5780. There are only 8 of us left. Let us hope that none of us face the same fate as our fallen troopers. Breakfast today is oatmeal and raisins. Remember, everyone, to do your job and protect each other.
Why should we? We've been stuck inside of this stupid school for 4 years!
Please, Emmy, chill down. This will all be over soon, right? Right?
I don't know, Ross. It seems to me like we're stuck here, whether you like it or not.
Oh, come on, be an optimist. We will be fine.
Statistically, you're wrong.
Statistically, 99% of statistics are made up.
Including yours! Ow!
Emmy punches Ross in the face out of frustration. Morgan walks into the room in the middle of the fight.
Whoa, calm down! What is happening?
Nothing except for Ross being his annoying, very punchable self.
Fair.
What did I do?
It doesn't matter. The point is, break it up. Do you want to go to watch a movie to cool down, Emmy?
Sure.
Emmy and Morgan leave the room. Scene 2. Emmy and Morgan are in their bedroom and are watching a movie.
Emergency meeting. Everyone meet in the living room immediately.
What?
That alarm only happens when someone gets...
No, that's not possible. There are only 8 of us.
Well, 6, considering we're watching a movie when it happened.
Listen, we have to stay calm and stay together, okay?
Okay.
Emmy and Morgan hug and walk into the living room. Scene 3. Emmy and Morgan walk into the living room. It is clearly a repurposed school stage with furniture from classrooms like beanbag chairs and reclining seats. There are 7 people in the room: Jaden, Morgan, Emmy, Kai, Pete, James, and Dylan.
It's Ross. I was playing video games with him when he just died. It appeared as though there was some sort of servo on his back that injected poison into his veins. I tried to save him, but I was too late.
All right. Well, who was last near Ross? Me and Emmy are innocent since we were watching TV.
I mean, I was playing 625 Sandwich Stacker, the best Flash game of all time.
That's specific.
Me, Dylan, and Pete were watching the pro shoot at Quest of the Keys.
We haven't been near you guys all day.
But remember, it was remote activation, meaning no one is innocent.
Well, it has to be one of us. And it will be easier to find out who's innocent than who's guilty.
So, Jaden is innocent, right? They wouldn't use remote activation if they were next to them.
No, if they were truly the one who did it, they would have wanted to use remote activation just to make themselves look less suspicious.
What?
You all know that Jaden is the real villain of this play.
What?
I say, lock them in the bathroom so they can't hurt anyone.
We don't have enough evidence, though.
But it can't hurt to lock them up. Look, I say we vote on it. All in favor?
Aye.
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 I guess aye.
Aye.
What? Wait, what?
Morgan, go and grab their stuff so they're not completely bored in there.
Got it.
Just so you know, it wasn't me. Sure it wasn't.
Scene 4. Kai and Pete are playing video games while discussing who they think killed Ross.
And that's why I think Jaden did it.
Good point. It is weird how Emmy didn't mention they share a room, so they could have just put the syringe in him while he slept.
Plus, then they would get a bigger room.
Unless they get out. I don't think there'll be any other murders. Emergency meeting. Everyone meet in the living room immediately.
What? Wait a sec. I don't think that $1 million will fall from the ceiling.
Nothing happens.
I don't think it works like that.
Then how does it work?
Clearly not like that.
Wow, Pete, that was such an astute observation.
Thanks. Oh, that was sarcastic.
Yeah.
Scene 5.
Wait, where's James?
He's in the hallway on the 3rd floor.
Why isn't he here?
Because he's dead. I was walking with him when...
Wait, isn't it a little convenient that you were the only one near him?
I swear it wasn't me. It was a small remotely activated syringe.
Where have I heard that one before?
But this time I have proof.
Dylan holds up a syringe with a small motor and antenna attached to it.
So Jaden is innocent.
Yeah, we can let them out now.
Oh, I'm lost.
Well, since we know it was remote activation, it can't be Jaden.
You don't know that. Maybe Jaden and Dylan were working together to murder everyone. That would explain why he was the last one to vote Jaden get locked out.
No, I didn't.
Well, actually, you did.
You're not helping Pete, you piece of poo.
Dylan, why so mad? If you were innocent, wouldn't you calm down and give us evidence?
I am innocent because why would I ever want to kill anyone? I'm a kind person.
That's what a murderer would say. All in favor?
I don't know, but why? But it seems like this is too convenient for it to be the same activation method and still blame it on the person who found the body. All in favor of voting for Emmy.
What?
Wait, we can't keep doing this. All we're doing is dividing us more. I say we stop making evidenceless claims and just skip this.
Agreed.
The two of them walk away. The others decide to go along with it.
Come on, let's go.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Scene 6. They walk out of the room. They are in the hallway when the lights go out.
Hello? Is anyone out there?
Just me.
Ah!
Dylan!
Ah!
Pete?
It's a trap!
Lights are back on. Pete and Dylan are gone. There is a little bit of blood on the floor.
Finish this.
Wait. I know that you aren't evil. There's good inside you. Please. Think of all the good times we had.
Yeah. I sure am gonna miss you.
Emmy stabs Morgan and throws their body out of the room.
What?
Emmy drops a bomb on the floor and then runs out of the room.
No!
Scene 7.
You all right?
How did you do it?
It's a false knife. There's a spring in the blade, so it's retractable.
I knew there was good inside of you.
Well, I'm glad you knew because I wasn't so sure myself. Also, I just killed like 8 people, so I don't think there's much good inside of me.
I mean, this is the apocalypse. I mean, they had miserable lives, but now they've just been put out of their misery.
You're right.
Aren't I always?
The two of them hug as the flames from the explosion surround them until they are fully surrounded in fire. Epilogue. Jaden is still in the bathroom playing Among Us when the building shakes from the explosion.
Whoa. Someone just died?
The end. All right, thank you everybody. That was Josh and Sydney's plays. Thank you all for coming. We'd like to bring the two playwrights on. So Josh, Sydney, hello, yes. And now we'd like to have a short talk back if anyone has any questions for our playwrights or for our actors. And if you'd like to, you can raise your hand and so that Laura or I can see if you have a question. Or you can text.
For anyone that doesn't know how that works, down, I think it's at the bottom ribbon of everybody's computer, but there's a little thing that says options, you guys. And in the reactions, oh wait, no, I don't even know where is it. Where's the hand waving thing?
It's by participants. If you go to participants, it should be at the bottom. There should be like invite, I think. And then in the middle, me, and on the right, it should say raise hand.
Oh yeah, under participant. Yeah. So you guys can raise your hand that way, or you can text us in the chat section, which is at the bottom ribbon, and we can help answer your question that way. So does anybody have anything for either the budding playwrights or the actors or Miss Hayley or anybody?
And I do want to say that that the playwrights definitely came up with all these ideas on their own. All I did was give them just a little bit of an idea, but they completely ran with it. And okay, so I see we have a question from John O'Hare. If you could unmute yourself or, yeah.
Question it. How long does it take from beginning to end to write one of these plays?
Josh or Sydney, you want to take take either
I'll
way.
answer because I'll say this was the hardest one for me to write out of the 3. First one is probably easiest because I had a other person doing it with me, but that can also cause like issues with communication. So I prefer doing it alone. But this one, it took me forever to come up with an idea, and then I think it was that I like saw that like I was like, hey, a murder mystery would be fun. So I decided to do the twist of basically copying Among Us, but making it not Among Us. So that was weird. But it took me probably 3 or 4 weeks of like writing, but definitely like at least 2 weeks to like come up with the idea. I know Sydney, yeah.
Yeah, same. A few weeks, and then the last couple weeks were mostly editing and tweaks and adding scenes, like the whole concept of the maid. That was a sort of the maid's backstory. I sort of added that in after my rough draft.
And I feel like when you do it, it's really this first like 2 weeks. You just get it done. You're like, okay, you get into the flow of it. You can kind of do it. But I feel like that last week is such like it's very hard for me, at least it is, because I'm like going back and basically just rewriting the play.
Yeah.
Or at least a lot of it. Like there
Very
was a whole like extra. I know, Hayley, you've seen like a lot of different versions of this play. It's changed a lot from like where it is now.
Yeah.
And also, Sydney, is fresh eyeliner a thing? That's my question for the playwright. Is fresh eyeliner a thing? It is?
I have no idea. I literally just made that up.
I'm seeing you guys not. I'm seeing
As someone
not.
who wears eyeliner, I can confirm it is nice
Yes.
to have a brand new one.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
Totally better to have a brand new one.
Okay, thanks. I couldn't tell if it was like a thing that Sydney made up or like a thing that she's heard of. I don't know. You never know with Sydney.
Does anybody else have any questions for our actors or playwrights?
Laura, it's Jeff Liggett. I have a question for both of them.
Great.
Which is more difficult to write, comedic scenes or dramatic scenes?
Good question.
Dramatic. Anybody think?
For me, comedic, because it's hard to, because dramatic scenes, it sort of just flows from the plot of the story, but comedic, sometimes it's not really related to the plot, so it's sort of, you have to make up jokes, make up the punchline, then you think, okay, how will this sit with the audience? Is this appropriate? Should I tweak this? Should I tweak that? And dramatic, it just sort of goes with the flow of the show. So I find
The thing is, I find it easier to like come up with the comedic stuff, but a lot of it is the hard stuff is incorporating it in. And also, Sydney, you made a good point of making sure, will this sit well with the audience? Is this appropriate? Because those are 2 questions that you have to ask yourself when you're doing a play, especially one for an audience like this is, like where it's like, if I was writing on my own, like the jokes would be a lot more like it'd be a lot more like very specific nerdy stuff. I still hide that. There's still, if you are a major Star Wars fan, you can recognize a lot of those lines are Star Wars lines, but like a lot of the jokes and stuff, like I have to like think, is this like, yeah. But drama, I'm just not used to it. This is my first like play like that. My other 2 are fantasy, so. That's the reason I go with fantasy normally.
All right. Anybody else have anything to add? Or 2 participants have their hands raised. Let's go with, how about Jana Rains first and then John O'Hare again. So Jana.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, hi. Here I am. I'm friends with 2 of the actors. And I also graduated last year from a theater major in college. And I wanted to say that you 2 young writers keep on keeping on. That was good stuff. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. So good job.
Thank you. That was great. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it because I was genuinely worried that that it wouldn't be good. So
No, I loved them both so much. They're both very cool. Please keep up with it. It's worth it. Yay.
Thank you, Jana. And John O'Hare, you have another question or comment?
No, I didn't. I don't know.
Your hand wasn't raised. All right. Anybody else have a?
I see one from Tina.
Tina.
Hi, guys. You guys did a great job. I'm one of Caitlin's friend, Miss Caitlin's friend, and you guys did a really good job. So my question was, did you guys do like a first draft and then had the actors read for it, like a table read, and then was able to tweak and change? Or did you just straight up write it and then have the actors practice afterwards?
Good question.
We straight up wrote it and then had the actors read it because it's hard with sort of this setting and because we're both very young, it's hard to sort of get everyone together for a draft. But
and there's also definitely like we may not have the actors read it, but we have like we read it. Like, we think like
we all acted.
We will. My sister can confirm this. When I was writing the first play, since it was like action a lot, I was like thinking through the lines and like choreographing it in the living room. Like, if this were to be like a Broadway show, would this work? I'm like, okay, does it work for him to like do this, like for him to say this line, like while running into the room? Like you have to like run that stuff through your head. So we acted out, but we can't have actors for reasons.
Can I also say, I and I believe one other actor, we saw the scripts in its entirety for the first time yesterday, and I believe everyone else saw it a day or two before. I had my first rehearsal yesterday, and everyone else had rehearsal the day before. So all of the actors were so good, and I was so impressed when I came in, and everyone just immediately took to their characters, and I thought that was really cool. And it was my first rehearsal in over a year, so it was really fun to jump back into it and be in that community again.
True.
You guys
Yeah, it's really props to the, oh, sorry, Caitlin, go ahead.
I was just gonna say they did great too. I know like some of us got the script either a day before or like 2 days before. Just even that time frame too.
Well, we finished it on Monday, I think, right? Mm-hmm. That was the day when we were officially like, okay, hands off, hands off. We can't. If I work, not only is it like it goes to them, but also like if I work any more on this, it's just gonna like be like so nitpicky. It's like it's gonna be like the like one word changes. It's gonna it'll get to that point. So it's like there's a point when you just put down the script and say, this is it. Like
really hard too, because right in the middle of the show, like for me, you can be like, oh, I should have added this joke here.
Yes.
You can't, and you're just
less than half an hour after I finished the script less than half an hour after I finished that. I can confirm this. I told Hayley the day we were performing, I said, Hayley, please do this to the ending. Just make them blow up a building. And she's like, are you sure you want it? I'm like, yes, we need this. So then it ended with that. And now I got to see someone wave a match around, and it scared me.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'll jump in here because since we've been on Zoom and everything, it's interesting to note that actually several of my family members who are not in any way have done any kind of career in the arts have been taking online classes in playwriting and acting and this sort of thing. And I've gone to a lot of these showcases, and I think I mentioned this last time, I'm not sure if I did or not, Hayley, but the group of actors that Hayley always finds are particularly committed and extraordinary to watch. And I don't say that lightly, because I've seen a lot of these playwriting showcases in my family in Virginia and in New York City and in Westchester County and in Minnesota. And many of the other actors are fairly dry. And I'm sure they're fine on the stage. I'm sure they're great actors too. But you, Hayley, your resources are plenty, and the actors that have come in are always outstanding. So to the actors, thank you so much for just taking the script and running with it. And then also, I would also like to add that I think sometimes it's refreshing to have young people do their material when they're young like this, because their inhibitions aren't built up around them. So they don't have that thick skin, that scary shell that they've built around them. They're afraid of rejection. They're afraid of writing something that might not be, liked or something. And you guys don't do that. You take the risk. And if there were one bit of advice that I could give in having been in this career my whole life, is don't give up. Don't stop that risking. Don't stop taking chances, because that's when the most refreshing and interesting material comes out. So your scripts are equally fun to perform, I think. And I'd be curious to know what the actors think. But I think because you don't have any fear, you have no inhibitions, you write from your heart, and it makes the acting much easier.
And I think there is something, like you said, to having like younger people and stuff too, because I will say you guys were like so nice, like between like the rehearsal, like when we were just having a conversation, that was like super fun. But like there's definitely things where it's like, is like where I'm like, would the actors, like what would the actors think of like performing this scene? Like, know what I mean? Where when I like know that it's like Hayley, like people that Hayley knows, when I'm like they're younger and stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'm like I don't like feel as like restricted, like what you were saying earlier, like about how I have like all the non-binary representation and stuff like that. I'm like, yes, there's definitely, and Wolves, I put a little bit of that in too. I'm like, yes, there's definitely, I feel a lot less like restricted about stuff like that, to just like put in representation, put in like all this stuff that like is like important to me to add, and I just like don't feel restricted because like I know that like they're like nice and stuff. So
we had so much fun. You guys wrote it so well, and when we first saw the plays and I asked Hayley, how old are these kids, and she's like, they're seventh grade.
We were like, what?
Right? I thought they were like in high school or college.
Yeah.
Same.
So very well done.
Yes.
Great representation. We need it.
Thank you.
I've never gotten to play a non-binary character before, so it was fun.
Me either.
Yeah.
That's great.
yeah.
And I am non-binary.
Put in
so.
characters. I'm like, a lot of this also is like my parents can confirm this. They're like, Kai. I'm like, yeah. I was like having a conversation with them earlier. They're like, these names they recognize. Like which it was also awkward because I'm like, hey Kai, can I murder you in a play? And he's like, sure, dude. Can it be like a fire? And I'm like, yo, that would be awesome. Now I have a way to put an explosion in. So like stuff like that. I'm like, it's a lot of it is just based off of like people I know and stuff. So like it's that's where I get a lot of ideas for characters too. Like Kai, James, Pete, like all the things are.
Sydney, do you have anything to add to that?
I usually make up my names and stuff from the back of my mind, and sometimes I can't tell how they reflect other people and my life until they get performed. Like I know in one of my recent plays, I wrote it, and then my parents, after, they're like, this main character, like, she's a lot like you. And I'm like, what? And I didn't even know it, but it's sort of it reflects even if you don't know it.
I think like anyone who's a writer can relate to that. I know Hayley can, and I know Frankie can, and I can. When you make a character, you always put a little bit of yourself into it, whether consciously or subconsciously. And it's funny to like read back and go, that was me. That was something that came from like
my own feelings, and it's kind of interesting. And I know that if you ask any writer, they will tell you, yeah, all of my characters have something that has a part of me in them too.
Definitely.
Yeah, and again, I'd just like to stress that Josh and Sydney, you both are in middle school essentially, and yet you have such deep, amazing thoughts about playwriting already, and I'm so glad that that I get to hear your plays as you write them and as they're performed. Yeah. So I see that Shay has their hand raised. Shay Gleason.
Yeah. My question is, what was y'all's favorite part about writing your plays?
Sydney, why don't you go first?
Yeah, I don't have an
The
answer.
comedic parts. The comedic parts. They're the most hard, but they're the most fun because you can really reflect yourself in jokes that you wish you'd said before.
All right. My favorite part, I'm gonna be real. It's the death. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. I don't have violent tendencies.
It's okay. It's okay. I wrote a lot of disturbing things as a child, but I think that's a good thing to explore that part because it doesn't make you weird. It just allows you to step outside of the box and help people immerse themselves into things that are dark.
And also the references. I like putting references into things. It's just a thing I do. I just can't help it. But yeah, the explosions are just always fun to write. By that I mean just write explodes the room in parentheses. There's nothing to it. It's just fun.
Well, all right. Well, thank you so much. Does anyone have any final comments or questions? It's getting to be about an hour in. I did record this program, so if anybody would like that recording, I haven't viewed it. I don't know how good it will be because I don't know if all the people coming and going cause it. I've never checked it, but if you'd like to have that recording, I'll certainly send it to you. And
I would actually like it. I did email you because I couldn't log in and you sent me the link late.
Yep.
So I missed, if you could please send it. I can't believe also that you are Kidz Konnection, because this was totally incredible. I'm the one that always goes down to your park.
Thank you. Yes.
I don't know if you remember. Yeah. Okay. God bless you for keeping theater alive. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. All right, so we just want to let everyone know that we will be moving remote for all of our winter programming, and we're going to continue to do some of great playwriting with Miss Hayley, and I think she's also doing some story writing and different kinds of work that way, as well as our usual acting classes and our improvisation classes with Mr. Sam, and we're going to be starting the radio plays. So if you were born in the 1940s, you got to come back, you actors, and get everyone excited about doing some radio plays with us. They're a hoot and a holler.
Sorry to interrupt. I did a 1940s radio play a few years ago. So if you guys need any actors,
thank you, Jaina. That would be great. I will keep you on our email chain. That would be awesome.
Please do. Thank you.
We'd be happy to do it. I've done that. It's fun.
I'm super excited to have you guys join us. That would be awesome. You guys are amazing. And to all of our families that came tonight to watch, thank you for your time and for supporting Kidz Konnection, supporting the arts, because right now we really, really need it. So I always get a little emotional at this point, but I just want to thank you again for being a positive light for all of us who are trying to keep the arts alive. Yay! All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all for coming.
Goodbye, people.
Great job again.
You guys did amazing.
Goodbye, Sydney. Goodbye, actors. Goodbye, Hayley. I'll see you when the next session starts.
Goodbye.
I don't know how I'm gonna go that long without playwriting, but goodbye. Goodbye, people.
Hey Laura, can I somehow sign up for more stuff? Because I'm in Michigan, stuck by myself, and would very much love acting opportunities.
Sure, I would love to have that. And if you just want to either type in your email address here in this chat, or I can also get it from Hayley. It seems like a lot of you guys would want to continue to do some stuff, so I would love to do that.
Also, you were really good. So when we do the next playwriting session, come do it because
I actually just asked Hayley for her to keep me in mind for the next thing because I would love to.
Yeah, lots of really great things, and we can do things for young adults as well. So if you want to give me your email, I'll be glad to.
I'm also looking for some acting classes because like I realize I'm just holding you up on this, but like I work 2 retail jobs and I'm like, I need to do acting because I was working theater in Michigan before all this happened. I'm like, I need to do it again. So yeah, I would love to do anything, everything.
So where do you live in Michigan?
I live in, oh God, sometimes I forget everything. Farmington Hills, right by Detroit.
Oh, okay. So you're part of the like big Michigan election thing.
Yeah, my vote counted.
Yeah.
I'm from Florida originally. So like I just moved up here. I just moved up to the place where there's snow and everything. And so I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Wow.
My life.
Wow. Well, why did you go to Michigan? Like what brought you there?
A theater internship.
Oh, okay. And so is it kind of closed down because of the pandemic, or are you able to do it online?
I did it online for a couple months, but then they had, because of the payment and stuff, I wasn't able to. But I did apply for another internship whenever theaters open again. But I'm like, hey, just living my life. I'm actually finally able to do auditions and like actually act again. I haven't done it since like before college.
That's great. That's great. Well, I will definitely, if you're willing to do stuff on Zoom like this, I'd love to have you join us. And
literally anything and everything. I have my plain background. I'm good for everything. Just literally be like, I need you to be a tree, and I'll be like, I'll do it. I'll do anything.
That's great. That's great, Shannon. It's great meeting you. And did you type your email address in here, or do I have to?
I sent it to you, I think, as a direct message in email. Like, yes.
I got it.
Perfect. Have a great night. Mwah.
Great night, Shannon. It was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too. Bye.
Bye.